On a quiet street in Amityville, New York, there once stood a house that would come to haunt the imaginations of millions. Welcome to the story of the Amityville Horror, a tale of tragedy, mystery, and inexplicable terror that has persisted for decades. Today, we delve into the dark history and paranormal lore of this infamous residence, exploring its origins, the chilling events that unfolded within its walls, and the legacy that continues to fuel ghost stories around the world. Before it became synonymous with terror, the house at 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville was simply a suburban residence. Built in the early 20th century, it was a home like any other in the quiet, tight-knit community of Amityville. Yet, the history of this house took a tragic turn in the winter of 1974, when a gruesome event would forever alter its fate. In November 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered 6 members of his family within this very home, a brutal act that shocked the nation. For many, this was merely a horrific crime. However, it also set the stage for something far more unsettling. It is said that the sorrow, anger, and evil unleashed that night never truly left these walls. Some believe that the evil that took root in the house during those tragic nights seeped into every crevice, forming the foundation for what would later be known as the Amityville Horror. The energy of the past, they claim, made the house a magnet for paranormal activity. In the months following the DeFeo murders, a new family, the Lutzes, moved into the house. According to their accounts, their time in Amityville was plagued by bizarre and terrifying occurrences that defied explanation. Doors slammed shut on their own, strange odors permeated the air, and chilling voices echoed through the halls during the dead of night. These experiences gave birth to the lore of the Amityville Horror. Some of the more persistent legends tell of a demonic presence that lurks in the shadows, a force that manifests itself in the form of cold spots, spectral figures, and unsettling sounds. One account describes seeing a robed figure standing at the end of a hallway, its eyes glinting with malevolent intent. Another tells of an unexplained voice whispering, "Get out," in the dead silence of night. These are not isolated incidents. They are part of a pattern that has defined the house's dark legacy. Many paranormal investigators believe that the tragedies of the past, particularly the violent DeFeo murders, unleashed a darkness that forever tainted the home. Whether this energy was the result of malevolent forces, residual trauma, or something altogether unexplainable, it has continued to manifest in unsettling ways. Let's delve into some of the most compelling and chilling accounts reported by those who have dared to step into the Amityville house since the Lutz's departure. In one of the most widely recounted experiences, a paranormal investigator named Susan reported a harrowing encounter at exactly midnight. As she monitored her audio equipment in the living room, she heard a series of low, guttural sounds, a mix between a whisper and a moan that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. Then, as her camera panned across the room, she captured a fleeting glimpse of a shadowy figure drifting past the doorway. Susan described the apparition as a presence filled with both sorrow and rage, a spectral reminder of the tragedy that once occurred here. Another unsettling story comes from a family that rented the house for a short period in the late 1980s. The parents reported hearing the unmistakable sound of a child crying, soft, mournful, and echoing through the empty rooms. One night, the young daughter, unable to sleep, ventured out of her room, only to find the source of the sound. An apparition of a small child, her face streaked with tears, standing motionless in a corner. When the child's figure disappeared, the family was left in a state of frozen terror, convinced that the ghost of a lost, grieving soul still roamed the halls. Perhaps the most enigmatic account involves what locals refer to as the cursed room. Former residents and investigators alike have reported that this room exhibits the most intense paranormal activity. Some have experienced inexplicable temperature drops, while others have felt an overwhelming sense of dread upon entering. One investigator, Michael, recounted a terrifying incident where, after spending hours recording phenomena in the room, he felt a sudden, oppressive pressure on his chest, as if an unseen force was trying to pin him down. His equipment picked up a series of disjointed voices, whispering in a language he couldn't comprehend. Michael's chilling words, I felt like I was trapped with something that wanted me to stay forever. While skeptics dismiss many of these accounts as the product of overactive imaginations or environmental factors, the sheer volume and consistency of the reports have cemented the Amityville Horror as one of the most infamous paranormal cases in modern history. From the initial shock of the DeFeo murders to the sensational claims of the Lutz family and subsequent investigations, this house has become a symbol of how tragedy can echo into the present, manifesting as unexplained terror. Today, the Amityville house remains a subject of intense study and fascination. It serves as both a monument to the darkest events in its past and a reminder of how unresolved trauma might seep into the very fabric of a place. The legacy of this house challenges us to consider: can the echoes of a tragic past manifest as real, living horror? And if so, what does that say about the nature of evil itself? As we conclude our journey through the haunted history of the Amityville Horror, we are left with a paradox. A house built for life now stands as a monument to death and despair. Whether you believe these accounts are genuine encounters with the supernatural or mere urban legends fueled by tragedy, the Amityville story continues to captivate and terrify us. It reminds us that sometimes the past refuses to rest, and that the echoes of history can become the harbingers of terror. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of one of America's most chilling haunted houses. If you found this journey into the darkness as compelling as we did, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, remember, the past is never truly dead. It lingers in every shadow, every whisper, every unexplained chill. Stay safe and keep questioning the unknown.